disconnect the negative terminal in the battery, use a 10mm wrench. Loosen up the connector and slide this aside. Take this cover off, take the oil cap off first, and then take these nuts off and screws. Use a 10mm socket. Now pull the cover off. Just so you don't drop any debris in the engine, put the oil cap back on. The sensor is down here. The sensor that's on the passenger side of the vehicle. It's the one with the green connector right there. I'm going to use a 10mm socket and take the bolt out. There's the bolt. I'm just going to grab the sensor, try to wiggle it back. And there it is. It's still connected to the connector. It's kind of hard to disconnect it while it's in there. The way this connector disconnects is use a screwdriver and just try to slide this in, just like that. You should be able to disconnect the connector. There we go. And slide it out just like that. Take the new sensor. I'm going to plug it into the connector first because that is a little bit easier to do this now. Make sure it locks in place. Line it up. Make sure that tab came down. Just like that. It looks good. Now slide the sensor back in the way it came out. Again, it's hard to see. Kind of have to do this blindly. Now that's lined up, I'll put the bolt back in and get the bolt started. Now snug the bolt down, not too tight. And when you're doing the driver's side sensor, the sensor is shaped a little bit different, but it's actually not too difficult. You just have to reach in from the passenger side over here. And the procedure is going to be the same. Disconnect the connector and take the bolt out, put the new sensor in, reconnect the connector. Now slide the cover back in position and put those nuts and bolts in. And snug these down. Now connect the battery, hook the negative terminal up, and use the 10mm wrench and tighten it down. Just snug it up, give it a wiggle, make sure it's tight.